So I don't know about you guys, but 2021 has gone so fast. We apparently have about 2 months left before it's 2022, which honestly blows my mind. I don't know where time has gone, but it's gone too fast and we're quickly heading towards a new year. So in this video, I wanted to sit down with you guys and talk about my goals that I set at the start of this year. I set 21 goals for 2021 and I thought we'd have a little bit of an update in this vlog. And at the start of this video, I did also want to talk to you guys about something that means so much to me and is so close to home for not only myself but you guys as well. And although this video has to be legally disclosed as an ad, I am donating all of the sponsorship revenue to 2 charities that make a huge effort in doing their bit for the planet. And you guys know how much I love the planet, the earth and nature, so yeah, if you didn't know, the IPCC is a group of scientists and it acts as an independent research body. They don't set policies themselves, but they publish research and information that policymakers can use. And in August 2021, the IPCC published their 6th assessment report, so AR6. And this has basically been called Code Red for Humanity, which means that we need to act right now, okay? If we don't start making changes to the way we live our lives, we're gonna be heading towards what's called the tipping point, where we start to make irreversible changes to the planet and we can't go back. It is now unquestionable that humans have caused changes and warming to this planet. We're also melting glaciers, we're seeing sea level rise, the oceans are being bleached and acidified, and the climate is just becoming so extreme. On the one hand, we see flash floods in some parts of the world, but then there's droughts in other parts, you know? It's crazy. Climate change is already happening, we're feeling the impacts, and it's only gonna get worse in the future. As I've said before, it makes me so sad that future generations might not be able to experience what we have now. Like, we have a beautiful planet. This year is actually really important for the UK because we are hosting what's called COP26. This is the 26th United Nations Conference of Parties, and almost every country will come together in November and in Glasgow this year, as I said, to talk about climate change, to talk about ways in which we can tackle climate change and make changes. So the Climate Coalition's campaign is a declaration that is going to be signed by so many individuals, so many of us, and this will be addressed to the Prime Minister to show that we, you know, as the public, care about making changes and care about the future of this planet and the earth. And most importantly is what you guys can do and what I've done. Obviously, you can click the link in my description box so that you can sign the declaration. It literally takes no more than 60 seconds. This is how we can use our voice and our power to, you know, pressure the government and basically show that we want to care for our planet. We owe it to planet Earth, okay? My jewellery has just been so disorganised for a really long time. It's just been all spread out on one of my shelves. So we're gonna organise that right now. I've had this for ages. It's such a cute box. It has like a drawer here and then sections at the top. So I just wanted to show you this. You see this? Oh, is that one the right way? You see this necklace? This is not a necklace. This is my charm bracelet. Every single charm has like a meaning. This is a penguin, for example, because my favorite animals are penguins, like animals aside from pets, obviously. This boxing glove is not because I did boxing, it's because of Billy Elliot. Billy Elliot like has boxing gloves, so that is what that means. And then this one is 18, obviously I got that for my 18th birthday. The car is when I passed my driving test, but obviously we're gonna be driving soon, okay? But I don't drive at the moment is what I was gonna say. But yeah, they all have a meaning essentially, and yeah, I don't really wear it just because I'm so worried that I'll lose a charm or I'll break it, but it's just kind of like a memorabilia type thing. It doesn't really have any luck associated with it, so I can't really call it my lucky bracelet, but it will stay in the jewelry box. Do we recognize it? It's my ruler, but it is not the ruler. I have still lost my ruler, and you're probably wondering, Holly, where did I get this? Well, the ruler that is still lost somewhere in my room. It used to be like a long one, and it used to be like a folding ruler, so it had 2 halves, and I found this in my drawer where I keep like spare stationery. So I do have a mini ruler back. It's still kind of frustrating when you lose something and you can't find it. It just baffles me, like, where did the other half go? It can't have gone very far, but whatever. I do have a small ruler, so I'm semi-happy, like 50% happy. You know, this is also really random, but I still have a bruised toenail. You know, the toenail that I bruised when I was marathon training? It's still like purple. It's just like a gammy toenail, and I feel like I might live that way for the rest of my life. And then the same toe on my other foot seems to also be turning purple, which is even stranger because I'm not even running at the moment. So I'm like, why? Why? I am just basically going through what I didn't do last week, colouring it in yellow. But yeah, I just quickly finished editing a video because it was so close to being done, and I thought I would get that done, take it off, and move on to the next thing on my list of things to do today. So we are in the family room downstairs. I look like I'm kind of like chilling in a pool with my arms on the sides, or am I just making that up? I don't know. But anyway, we're downstairs in the family room where we like to chill and chat. This is where it's at. So yeah, as I said, we're going to talk about my goals for 2021. Can I tick anything off? At the start of the year, you guys may have watched the video, I talked you through 21 goals for 2021. With these goals, they weren't all supposed to be achieved in 1 year, especially some of them. They were very long-term goals. You know, I wasn't putting any pressure on myself to achieve any of them, in fact, but it would be nice to have achieved some in 2021, you know. So yeah, without me waffling, let's go. Right, so number 1, stop putting pressure on myself, just live my life. Have I achieved that? I don't know, that's just an ongoing thing, and I feel like I am putting less pressure on myself. I am becoming more at peace with myself, who I am, what I like to do. It says just live your life, and I feel like I am doing that. I made the decision, you know, finishing my master's, not to launch myself into a proper full-time job, because, you know, I already have something that I enjoy doing, so why would I give that up and go to something that I wouldn't enjoy half as much? And that involved taking the pressure off, forgetting about what other people think, and just living my life, which is exactly what it says here. So I feel like I could tick that off, but as I said, it's not something I can like simply tick off, so we're gonna leave that one. Number 2, integrate regular self-care routines. I don't think we've quite mastered that one yet, even though I'm a very low maintenance person and I like it that way and I'd like to keep it that way. These regular self-care routines have still not manifested themselves. Okay, number 3, get back into dance and maybe try ballroom. That is on my list of things to do very soon. This is not going well at all. Resume Holly Goes Solo. I blame the pandemic, but also I have been doing my masters, and so Holly Goes Solo just couldn't happen. But there are things being planned, and with Holly Goes Solo, I feel like I need to ease myself back in and start more locally. You guys will see. That is another of the reasons why I decided not to go into like a full-time, you know, 9-to-5 job or something like that, because I want to have the flexibility to still travel. Yeah, that is really important to me, and I think I find happiness just through, you know, doing my own thing. Number 5, try singing again. I have been thinking about this so much. I need to just find like a singing teacher or something, just to have some fun singing lessons again. I feel like that would be really cool, because I always associate things like music lessons, dance lessons, singing lessons with, you know, being a child or a teen growing up in my younger years. But you know, you can be an adult and still do this stuff. Number 6, learn more about money and finances. I'd say I'm very much still a novice with that stuff. Anyway, number 7, grow Holygemia as an online tutoring business. I am really working on Holygemia at the moment. I've recruited new tutors recently, and yeah, I feel like I'm working on it slowly but surely. We haven't ticked anything off yet, but I'm not taking that one off either, because even though I'm doing it, it's like still an ongoing process. A lot of these things, they just don't happen instantly and overnight, so kind of frustrating, but at the same time it means that you are working towards stuff. Stop caring about what other people think about you is number 8. I would say with this one, I am at that point when I'm just beyond caring what other people think. Yeah, there was a time like in 2020 especially when I was just so worried about what other people thought, whereas now I'm just like, I don't care. Some days, yes, I overthink things, not gonna lie, but everyone has those days. But the bigger picture is that I'm just being me, okay? Number 9, be more creative with your style and outfits. I actually, even though my wardrobe has not expanded, I do feel like I am being more creative with my style. Now, I sit here in this jumper that I wear all the time just because it's so comfy, and when I'm at home, that's the thing, when I'm at home, I just don't feel like putting on anything nice. And I mean, I'm not the most social person, I don't go out all the time. However, I have been trying more with my outfits, you know, like recently. From my last weekly vlog, these pictures on my Instagram as well, where I wore Emily's jacket, okay, mum's boots, okay. But you know, I put together that outfit and I actually put thought into it instead of being like, oh my gosh, I should just throw on the same stuff. And I'm not someone who purchases new stuff all the time anyway, but I would definitely say I am getting more creative with my style. Whoa, the sun is invading my privacy. Don't give people the cold shoulder unnecessarily. A slight improvement with this, a very slight one. I still have so much I need to do with this, and I feel like this relates to speak to a therapist, because even though I have made a lot of progress regarding my mental health, my emotional state, how I feel about myself, but I feel like, and I have spoken to friends and like Emily about this, you know, I could still, I think, reap benefits from talking to someone just about my life and the things I've been through, the things I maybe still need to work on, like this for example. I am just naturally a bit more hot-headed, especially compared to like Emily and Dad, who are very chilled, and Matthew. Mum and I are very similar in lots of ways, and yeah, we share a lot of similar personality traits. Find that inner self-confidence again. With this one, I think that is blossoming again. I mean, you know, I'm not like gonna say I'm the most confident person ever, and I don't think I'll ever be as confident as I was when I was so much younger, but I feel like that's with anyone, you know. Number 13 is don't swear as much. I feel like this goal was only written down just because Emily was like, Holly, stop swearing. But as someone has quite rightly said, one of you guys commented on a video, and I'm just in agreement with this. Sometimes swearing, it just flows, it just comes out, and it helps you express a certain emotion. So I don't have a problem with it at all. Unless someone is using it in every other word in their sentences, then okay, that's a bit too much. But I just sometimes use it and I'm just like, okay, fine, it doesn't really matter. That's just how I personally feel about it, okay? Number 14, get back into actively learning German. I do dabble into German occasionally. Really need to go to Germany. I just don't make any progress because I start speaking it, but I can't speak to anyone, and I feel like you just have to be listening to it and absorbing it and having conversations in that language to fully immerse yourself in the culture and the language and learn it for life, you know? 15, stop worrying before something bad even happens. With this, I'm still gonna call myself a worrier, but I'm learning to be like, Holly, that's ridiculous. Cast that thought aside and just, you know, get on with it, because if you worry, you suffer twice. That's the quote, right? Oh my god, 16 is literally the only one I can probably tick off and say, like, you know, I've done that. Run an official running race or event. I did the freaking London Marathon, you know? It still hasn't sunk in. Sometimes I just find myself on a walk and I'm like, Holly, you ran the London Marathon. I'm like, what? It blows my mind. Like, I had in mind a half marathon or a 10k, not a full-on 26.2 mile marathon. So I can actually take that off, but I don't even have a pen. So I'm gonna run upstairs and get a pen, because this is a moment we need to celebrate in itself, okay? Wow. Imagine if I ticked off the wrong one. Wow. Make at least one aspect of my life more sustainable. I would say we did this as a family when we've like been more conscious about like recycling and stuff. 18, stop trying to push people away, especially family. Yeah, you know, I've embraced living at home. I have my days, like everyone does, when they're like, I want more space, more independence, but again, generally, I feel good. 19, take more cold showers. I feel like I've taken like maybe 2 or 3 more. They're not something I would say I do on the regular, but I do finish every single shower cold. So that's kind of like my mini burst of cold water in every shower. Like, anyway, 20, scuba dive and get my advanced PADI qualification. That is a definite no. I have not been abroad to do that. Yes, you can scuba dive in the UK, but the water would be freezing. And yeah, that is hopefully something I would like to do when I travel to Asia, hopefully. And number 21, keep reading books. I'm actually going to take that off, okay? I am still reading books consistently, pretty much every evening before I go to bed, so that is an achievement, I would say. 2 ticks right there. I actually love this page in my bullet journal, and as you can see, we have 2 ticks. I feel like if I do a similar video for 2022, which is honestly crazy because like we're in October, the end of October. We have 2 months left of 2021, which is ridiculous. Like, where did time go? Does anyone else feel the same? You know, sometimes when you're like, wow, where did time go? What did I actually do? That's how I feel right now. And looking at this page, I'm like, I can tick 2 things off. That's amazing. But, you know, as I said, stop putting pressure on myself. But anyway, as I was saying, I could do next year 22 goals for 2022, which could be quite fun. And if I do that, I feel like I would make them more specific. So I could have these goals ongoing as well, taking over in the background, but then have additional ones that are maybe smaller but more specific. So if you'd like to see that video, it will be coming out in just over 2 months. I just had a major mind blank, right? So I just watched this video on the StudyTube project that I made, 50 ways to save the planet, and I was like, I actually do so many of those things, and I have specifically done a few of those things this year. The first is like with clothing. The clothing that I have bought for myself, I'm not counting stuff that is sent to me, but when I buy stuff, I have only bought it from Depop. I've just not bought anything brand new this year. I have been doing online thrifting. So like that's one of the big things I've done this year, and I'm so proud of that because I feel like previously I'd always just given up and I've been like, oh, I'm just gonna get this. But no, I stuck to my gun. This is something I'm going to be trying hopefully this week or next week. Minnie, she's literally in the same position as she was this morning. Oh, she's a tired one. Right, I'm gonna go and have some lunch now, because I'm starving, Marvin. So this was filmed earlier that morning, hence why I'm in my dressing gown. I added chocolate to this cookie dough that I made. The recipe and how I did it is on my TikTok. It was really fun and it tasted so good, especially after I put it in the freezer. We just got caught in the rain! Yeah, so Emily and I literally got soaked. Well, not soaked, but we got caught in the rain. And then later that evening, I was just making the diagrams and animations for a By Holly video, which is already on the channel and it's all about respiration if you want to check it out. I was going to talk to you guys about like my fitness goals, but I feel like I'll save that for a different video. And in this one, I just wanted to say, because it has been on my mind at the moment, well, I need to say to myself that I need to make sure I leave the house like, you know, at least once a week. And I don't just mean like to go on a walk in a field. I mean like out, okay? Go somewhere, do something. Often there isn't really a reason for me to go out. However, that's just not an excuse, okay? I don't want to just like be my introverted self and, you know, stay in my own little comfort zone, my own bubble. As I said, I might start Holly Go Solo a bit closer to home, but yeah, I need to go out so I like socialize, interact with people, do stuff, because, you know, like I run everything and do everything from home, but I don't want to just confine myself to home. So that's what I've said to myself recently. This is when 21 goals for 2021 become 22. You know, there is a world outside Holly that needs to be explored, and yeah, I just thought I'd say that. Recently, I am actually really quite proud of myself because I've been going to bed at a more reasonable time. It was like, you know, 10:30 when I was going upstairs to start reading, which I usually do for about 15 to 20 minutes, and before I was going to bed at midnight. So this is a big improvement for me. And yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. As usual, give it a thumbs up if you did, subscribe if you're new, and as always, I will speak to you very soon in another video.